Okay, let's get Anita on. And yeah. And anyone else who'd like to join us, please jump on to our request to join and we'll get it going.
Cool.
Hey, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, Anita. Good to finally meet you and chat with you.
Yes. I was in a waiting room, so I thought, oh, maybe I should like pick up all my gear and run outside where I would not be like talking in everyone's ear.
That's too funny. Where are you located again? I can't remember.
I'm in Bloomington, Indiana, but I'm actually from not that far from you. I'm from London, Ontario.
No way.
Yeah. I was born, raised, and educated. I went to Western in the Faculty of Music. So,
okay. There you go.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, thanks for jumping on. I don't want to keep you if you're sitting in a waiting
Thanks
room.
for inviting me. Yeah.
Who inspired you to move it? Like, who was the first person that made you think, okay, I could totally do this as a job?
Well, movement has always been a part of my life. I kind of grew up as a pianist, but I had done as a young girl a little bit of ballet, a little bit of tap, a little bit of gymnastics. And the gymnastics I was not that crazy about, but I loved floor. So I just had this affinity for working on the mat. And it's something that like even my mother would work out and I would work out alongside her. And it was just the stuff that she did was a lot of, she was doing this between pregnancies because my brother and sister are quite a bit younger than me. So I was about 9, 10, and she was trying to, melt away the baby belly.
Yeah.
And it was, I noticed that the exercises that she did on the floor, again, were the ones that attracted me the most. So that's just been my affinity. I was a musician for a long time. That's why I came to Bloomington as a graduate student in the music school. And then I came though with this very fixed, very set idea that I wanted to do academic courses in Spanish. So I ended up doing a doctorate after a PhD. And, it's a lot of stuff that keeps you sitting, and there's a lot of like cerebral stuff.
Yes.
But it's also very physical. Like it takes a lot of physical strength to sit and push through, to slog through stuff.
Yes, right.
But I needed the counterpart of like, I always worked out. I always went to the gym. I always did my floor routine. And when Pilates exploded and I would hear my classmates talking about Pilates, I was a little bit perplexed because I thought, well, like it sounds like I'm doing something similar at home. And I had just kind of cobbled together my own sequence of about 30 exercises, and I was good with that. And I could use that at will, like if I wanted to maintain something, then I could just continue doing that and I could go for my runs. If I wanted to really change the shape of my body, I could also pull that out. It was adaptable. It was an adaptable system. So that's always been a piece of it. I think the big piece, I really went deep. I dove deep into Pilates when I was pregnant, and it started like my pregnancy journey was like, things you're not supposed to do when you're trying to get pregnant when you're over 35, right?
Yes, right.
Running is the first thing that goes out. And so I was like, well, what can I do to keep in shape? Because I really like moving. Yeah. And Pilates was one of the things that was suggested. So I guess to make a long story short, it's just something that I had always done. I'd always had these two pieces of studying and moving. And Pilates just kind of presented itself at that juncture when I was trying to get pregnant and I was over 35. And then it was just something like that was something to look forward to after I'd given birth. Like, when can I jump back into Pilates again? Because it was something that since I could do it before and during pregnancy, like I was looking forward to the benefits of it again postpartum.
Yes. Right.
So,
when you could really challenge your body because you're not concerned about delivering a baby or whatever, right? Like,
Yeah, or the recovery process, like just saying, I can feel good again. And it was always like, I think for me, the light bulb went off when I realized, like, I don't have to I feel the same amount of relief that I did from going to massage and acupuncture.
Yes.
And it was something that, like, if I could learn to do some of these movements on my own, I could save myself $85, right?
Thank you. And it's
yeah. And are we speaking the same language?
Yes, totally. I mean, and that was part of it for me with chiro as a student, paying for a chiropractor 3 times a week, and then realizing that I was feeling better doing Pilates, which is like free because it was included with my membership. Yeah. It wasn't even like apparatus; it was just like mat work, and I was like, I was feeling awesome. How much more with the equipment behind me now, right? So, So my question then is, like, has it become some sort of a niche for you as well, like postnatal and stuff, or are you just over it now that your kids are?
That's been an evolution, because when I got my first certification postpartum, pretty soon postpartum, and so I was like, yeah, I'm ready to go. And then as the years went by, I had a little bit of burnout myself as a mom, and I was like, in hindsight, I should have used that first year to rest. And so I was like, not really interested in selling postpartum anymore.
Yeah, or anything, I'm sure.
Right? Like, enjoy your pregnancy, enjoy, good luck with the birth, and then have fun, relaxing and getting to know your new family, your new body. And maybe, I'm sort of coming back to that again. Like, no, there is a way to move. It doesn't have to be a classical mat at the advanced level, but there are ways, we break down the exercises. You can get similar benefits, and we can weave in. Hey, Carrie.
Yes, I know.
We can weave in functional movement, some stretching, beneficial stretching that's dynamic and movement-based rather than holding stretches, so that you still get the joy of movement. You get the healing benefits of it. You feel good, and you feel ready to go about your day, but you haven't broken your body down even more.
Yes.
Which is, like, the rest component is so key. And I think that we all have a tendency to rush through that, especially if you're looking forward to moving again.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Well said. I agree with that 100%. Simply because, like, you gave permission for people to rest. We get into a place where we think, take no days off, drive, like, that sort of thing. And, and we're fitness professionals. We're supposed to be fit enough to be able to just do this all day long. But I think that, giving us permission to rest is key.
Well, yeah. And what if no days off means count your rest days? Count your rest days. Count the day where you just sit and take a breath and just say, well, thank God for this new day.
Yes.
That could be your movement for the day. Like, because we're breath based. So if you're just breathing and breathing that all out, like, that takes work too. That's where we're basing our movement off of. So.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And that's full circle to, and Sarah was like, yes, that's it. Permission to rest.
What Sarah said. Yeah.
Yes. But if we're breathing based and there are other ways to move and all those different things, then I think that's exactly why I call myself a movement specialist, because you can now train every single day of the week. And if our training today is breathing and just a gentle movement, that counts just as much as a day that we're doing squats and deadlifts. And that counts just as much as a day that we're doing reformer work or tower work, right? Like, it all counts because it's all movement.
Yeah. I will say, like, you asked about the niche. I do, for the last year, I've been defining it as moms and musicians. And I find that I connect with them, moms who are a few years in the postpartum, like, they're kind of in the madness of picking up toys and kind of thing, and sort of saying, like, but their body has definitely healed. Like, they are well beyond the 12 months postpartum. So they've got, the muscles have started to come back, and the effects of the hormones of pregnancy have sort of calmed down.
Stabilized it or
that's the group. And I find that, like, also working with musicians, when we do the breath work, I also bring in little bits of mental practice, like in visualizing, or like, mentally going into the space of enjoying the music as you're doing the breath work.
Yes.
And that's been a lot of fun.
That's fascinating. I love hearing those different niches, because that is so far from what I do. I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I can just
and it's so funny because we're doing the same exercises. You know, we're probably doing the same workouts.
Right. Exactly. But
we're coming at it from different, because it's like a multifaceted diamond, and it's like I can just shine my facet while you shine your facet.
Yes.
Same work.
Absolutely. So my guest tomorrow is a musician who's written a book. And I've had a DJ in the past, and he was talking about like his passion and for movement and getting people to move and giving them a space to check out of life and just check into themselves and just enjoy. And it's so funny that whether we're talking about music, a DJ, a rapper, whatever it is, or Pilates, and then you're layering in music, all these things are things that help us to move and to get out of our context and get into our bodies.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. So who's a musician who does Pilates, or?
You and Maestro Fresh West is tomorrow. London. I was like, okay, a London person might get it. Anyway, yeah. So he's maybe I'm gonna put some of his music on next, like after this live. So he has a fantastic book, and it like almost brought tears to my eyes, honestly, because he's a Toronto guy. This is a book, Stick to Your Vision, and Rodora Vanderpool is the co-author, and she's a high school friend of mine. So in this book, you can hear through the language that Toronto sound and that Mississauga sound. Okay. And that experience, that I'm reading this child's experience, I'm like, yeah, I've been there. Like, I hear. Did you grow up in Canada, or did you? I did. Yeah, I was born in Toronto and raised in Mississauga. And I live in Mississauga right now. So look at this, the different colors of Ontario. Right? Yes. Yes, exactly. And Sarah's from Canada. Yeah. And then Sarah, who's just out a minute, goes from Ottawa, and you're a Londonite. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Before I jump off, I just wanted to add, like, circling back to Sarah's, her words made me think of like how movement, what our goal is. Like, as long as we're alive and as long as we're living, we strive to move, really. Like, that's how we, you know, and it seems like such a banal statement, but it's such a simple and profound experience. And I think maybe as we get older, we realize, wow, like how key movement is to feeling alive. Like, and sometimes we literally slow down. And if our bodies, how's that? If we give into the slowing down of our bodies, thinking that that's age appropriate, we're doing ourselves a disservice, because there are parts of us that need to be woken up by moving. And sometimes it's just as simple as, like, you know, just sitting in the chair going, yeah, I'm listening to this music and enjoying it. And it can just be that, and it gets the vibrations going and gets you closer to experiencing that joy, which is the goal of movement and music and literature and language. I think it's all connected. Yeah. I think you know your stuff. I enjoy my stuff. Let's put it that way. Yes. Well, and the reason why I say it that way is simply because, like I said at the beginning, that permission to give rest. When we understand what we're passionate about and we're enjoying those things, then we speak as an authority to people, and we give them the permission to rest so they can work harder, and then know that they can stop, or that they can explore some other modality of movement. Like, we have the power to introduce people to those things. You know, so that's a powerful thing. I don't take that for granted. I celebrate that every moment I have when I'm speaking with people who are passionate about their work and know really who they are in this work. Like, you have this real cool opportunity with music and Pilates and movements that I have with men who want to understand that Pilates can be for them, or that someone else can with their shtick, right? So the more that we understand that those different facets of that diamond, like you said, the better we are. So it's very, very cool stuff. I'm looking forward to I'm looking forward to our full-length conversation at some point. We'll get the
extended. Would be version. Awesome. Yeah. Yes. I'll be in Canada sometime soon, and I'll just wave at you from center of London. Not that far away.
That's a road trip. Right? We should probably plan a coffee or something.
That would be fantastic. Yeah.
That's like 2 hours away from me. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Thank you for joining me.
We'll be in touch. Thank you.
Wow.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Just